Hello students, welcome to my second session of this series of online classes. In this session, I would like to deal with the second part of the first lesson that I had dealt in my first session. I hope by now, by the time you watch this second session, you have gone through my first session video and has in your mind the idea of the story, what has happened in the first part. We have seen the dispute between the gentleman and the elephant, how the elephant had pushed the man out of the hut, out of his own hut. Then how the lion treated the man and what assurance lion gave, and how the enquiry commission was appointed, who were selected as the members, chairman and secretary of the commission. All these things I have dealt with in the last session, and now we will deal with what actually happened in the trial and who will be given the justice. So let me remind, in the enquiry commission, as we have seen, the Right Honorable Mr. Fox, who is known for intelligence, he was made the chairman, and Mr. Leopard, who is known for his strength, his energy, was made the secretary, because for any committee, for any commission, the secretary need to be very active, brave and a powerful person, because it is he who has to work more in the commission. So naturally the leopard, being powerful animal, he was made the secretary of the commission, and the alligator, rhino and buffalo. So by looking at the names of these members, you can have the ideas of them before your eyes. So all of them are the heavy animals, kind of a passive animals, not very active, heavy with body, and they are made the members, because members are just for namesake. They are not to play any prominent role in any commission or any committees, naam ke vaste, as we say. Okay, so these are less powerful or heavy bodied animals are made the members of this commission. So this we have seen in the last session. We have also seen that no man from the man's side, no member from the man's side was put in the commission, and when the man raised objection for this, why no one from my side is included? Actually the dispute is relating to me and the elephant. As such, even the member from my party should have been included in the commission. When he raises this objection, they say that no, you human beings, you are not that intelligent. You are not that intelligent to understand the intricacy of the jungle laws. The jungle laws are so tough that you people belonging to human race, you are unaware of these things. So remember, again here the human race is looked down upon as in an ironical sense. Actually the human beings are the intelligent people than the animals, but here they are looked down upon and they are told to be less intelligent, who fail to understand the intricate jungle laws. And further they assure that the members who are chosen are known for their impartiality. They are impartial, and moreover they are sent by the God himself to protect the interest of the human race, who are less adequately endowed with the teeth and claws. That means the human race does not have the sharp teeth and claws to protect themselves from the dangers. So for the protection of the human race, these members are sent by the God himself. So don't worry, you will be done the justice in the commission. So wait with patience. This kind of assurance was given to the man. After all, hope is the only thing that man has in the times of crisis. See for example, this COVID-19 has taught us so many lessons. If we think of the future sometimes appears to be fully blank. What will happen? What will be the post-COVID situation? What will be the post-COVID life? But if we go on thinking deeply over this, there will be full disillusionment. There is no hope. but still we are hoping that everything will go all right. Everything will be as earlier. So, there is these days a news, a rumor that the classes are going to start from the 21st of September. I don't know how far it is true, but let us hope that the real classes begin and all the life goes to the or returns to the normalcy as it was earlier, because the hope is the only thing. So, now here also in case of the gentleman, he is made injustice by his own friend, the elephant, who was so grateful in the beginning. He himself proved to be very ungrateful to the gentleman. Then the king lion, the noble personality, even though he speaks in the noble voice, as I told you, he does not have any noble intention, and he failed to give justice on the spot to the gentleman. Now the commission is appointed, and again in the commission we find only the animals and no one from the man's side. Now still, amidst all this adverse situation, adverse scenario, will the man be able to get the justice? Will he be able to get back his hut? So the hope is the only thing with the man left now. The man who was waiting with the hope arrives at the scene where the trial is to take place. All the animals have gathered, and as expected, as all of us have a vague doubts as to what will happen in the commission, the elephant is given the first chance to put his case forth before the commission. The lion is called and he arrives. The trial. The elephant is the first person who is given a chance to put forth his case in relation with this particular dispute between him and the gentleman. Now, when he is called by the commission, when he is called to give his version of the case, he moves towards the place where the commission is sitting for trial. And the way he walks towards the trial place, so it only suggests us what might happen or what will happen in the future. He walks in a very air of superiority. With a superior air, he walks forward. And while going, he does not go simply, he just goes brushing his tusk, dantagalu. He just makes he acts like brushing his tusk offered to him by his Mrs. Elephant, by his wife. So he makes a pretense of brushing this tusk, and then in a very authoritative voice he begins his version. So remember the words, the air of superiority or the superior air, brush his teeth with the sapling. Sapling means a piece of a twig, and speaking in an authoritative way. So all these adjectives used to describe the manners, the body language of the elephant, only it suggests that confident is the elephant. See, if you are called for giving the trial in any court of justice, when you go to portray your case, when you go to narrate your case, you have in your inner mind a kind of a fear consciousness, what will happen, what will be done to me. So these kind of inhibitions we have, but the elephant does not have any such things in his mind. He is more than confident that what is going to happen, what will be done to him. So with kind of a overconfidence, we can say, he moves forward and he begins to narrate his case. He says, I would not like to narrate everything that happened between me and the gentleman, because whatever has already occurred, you all who are present here, you all are quite aware of it. So I would not like to repeat it and waste the time of the honorable lords. Now let me come to the point directly. See, throughout my life, I considered myself a person who helps the people in the crisis. I always felt it my responsibility, I felt it my duty to help those who are in the crisis. And this nature of mine seems to have put me in the crisis today in this particular case, in this particular dispute between me and the gentleman. So there was a hurricane, as I told you, the thunderstorm, heavy rain, torrential rain outside, and due to the hurricane usually is accompanied by a very violent storm. ಬಿರುಗಾಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ that is rain accompanied by the violent storm, violent wind. Okay, there was hurricane, and this gentleman, he approached me. He told me that his hut is likely to be blown away by this hurricane. So he requested me to enter his hut and occupy the empty space, the hollow space in the hut, so that the hut can be saved from being blown away. So not just me, even any one of you, if the gentleman had approached you for this help, any one of you in my place, if you were, you would have done the same thing what I have done. So it is a simple act of kindness, but this simple act of kindness, this simple act of helping the people in the crisis has put me in the soup now, has put me in the trouble. ಅದೇನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಊರಿಗೆ ರಸ್ತೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗುವ ಮಾರಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರುವುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ನನ್ನ ಪಾಡಿಗಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೇನೂ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಆದರೆ ಏನೋ ಯಾರಿಗೋ ಉಪಕಾರ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ನನಗೆ ನಾನು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಸೊ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ವೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಟು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಎ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಇನ್ ನೀಡ್, ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪುಟ್ ಮೈ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಯೂಟ್ ನೌ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಕ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ನೌ ಮೇಡ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಕಲ್ಪ್ರಿಟ್. But actually I have not encroached, I have not entered his hut forcibly. It is he who invited me to come to his hut and save it from being blown away by the hurricane, and when I did so, now the same person is accusing me. So this is what I have to put before you, this is what I have to say about me. I do not have any other thing to present. Now the commission takes into account, it makes notes down what the elephant has narrated, and now it asks the opinion of Mr. Hyena and other elders of the jungle. What do you have to say about the version given by the elephant? Do you believe in the words of the elephant? Is elephant innocent? Is he true in saying so? Is this the case, or he is wrongly interpreting the matter? So what is your opinion? The commission, the members of the commission ask the other elders who were present there, including Mr. Hyena, and all of them, the members who are the present there as spectators in the trial, in the where the trial is going on. So all those elders who were present there and who were asked to give their opinion regarding this elephant's version, all of them, they endorse the statement given by the elephant. They say, yes, elephant is right, he has done nothing wrong, he only meant to help the gentleman, that's all. He does not have any, or he did not have any intention to do any harm or to encroach the hut of the man. He only meant to help the gentleman, that's all. So we don't find anything, any kind of accusation on the elephant. Okay, then the members of the commission move towards our gentleman, and now he is asked to give his own version, or his version of the dispute, what he has to say with regards to this case. And now the gentleman begins his version, what the real version was, what the reality was, as we all know. So actually elephant was completely wrong. It was not the gentleman who invited the elephant, but it is only the elephant who had come to the gentleman's hut and who had gradually encroached the hut. So this is the reality. So now the gentleman comes forward and he goes to narrate the case, because he was not given chance even by the lion also in the first case. Even the lion did not listen to the gentleman's version when the dispute was going on, when the man was grumbling. Okay, but he was assured that he will be given ample chance in the trial court. So now the gentleman comes to give his version. He begins whatever the elephant has told, it is not the truth. Actually the truth is like this. So he goes to narrate the case in his own words. That is what really had happened, what the fact was. He goes to narrate that. But before he could complete his version, he was cut short. He was stopped. Gentlemen, we don't want to hear, or we don't want you to repeat whatever we have already heard. We know everything about the dispute. So don't repeat all those things. Moreover, the version provided by this gentleman, it is unbiased. It is not preconceived. Means we have not accepted it with the preconceived ideas, because elephant belongs to our community, belongs to our kingdom. We have not taken him in that manner. So we have taken the version given by the elephant in a very unbiased way. So remember, unbiased means without any preconceived ideas. Purvagraha pidita vallada. Biased means purvagraha pidita. So yavade purvagraha pidita vallada vandu ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತಹ, ಆನೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೇವೆ. So please don't repeat and waste the valuable time of the commission. So now come to the relevant issues. You arrive to the relevant issues. So according to them, the gentleman's version is not relevant. According to them, only what the elephant says is relevant, and what the gentleman has to say is irrelevant. Make a note here. So whatever the gentleman says, it is a burden for them to hear. It is waste of time. Okay, and it is quite irrelevant to the decision which they have already arrived at in their minds. So they say don't refer to the irrelevant issues, and they put one question. They say, was the vacant space in your hut occupied by somebody else before the elephant came? Then the gentleman says, no, no one else was there in my hut. He simply says no, but he was to continue his words. There was nobody else in the hut before the elephant came other than me. Okay, I was the only person who was there inside the hut, and there was nobody else. So he says no, nobody was there, only no, he says. And he adds, but, and he was to continue. Maybe he might have said, but I was not in need of somebody else to fill the vacant place in my hut, or my hut was not likely to be blown away by the hurricane. So like that, some explanation he wanted to give, but he was not given any chance. He was not given any chance. When he just added but, he was again stopped. See gentlemen, we don't want to hear anything more from you. We have got enough of the evidence, and they refer to the version given by that elephant as the conclusive evidence. See, conclusive evidence. When the elephant gives his statement, they refer, the members of the commission refer to that the statement given by the elephant as the conclusive evidence. You know, evidence sakshi. Conclusive means nirnayatmakavagiruvanthadu. So when the conclusive evidence is to come, it should come only after listening to the variety of statements or a number of statements given by different people. But here the first statement of the elephant itself is considered to be the conclusive evidence, and that statement was referred to by those other elders as right. They endorse the statement of the elephant. And now here cutting the gentleman short at every step. When he went to give the background or the dispute from the beginning, he was cut short. When he was asked the question whether anybody else occupied the hut before him, before the elephant, again he was not given a chance to narrate what actually was the fact. There was nobody, but I did not invite either anybody to enter my hut. He wanted to say this, but he was not given the chance to narrate this case. And the members of the commission under the leadership of the chairman, the Fox, the Right Honorable Fox, they almost arrived to the judgment. They come forward to declare the verdict after enjoying a delicious meal. Remember this delicious meal provided by the elephant. What it means, I know all of you living in this modern world are aware of such things which I can't refer here directly. So they have received a very sumptuous meal, a very delicious meal in the house of the elephant. And having received that delicious meal in the house of the elephant, now they came forward to give the verdict. Now, after receiving the delicious meal, the sumptuous meal, the feast given by the elephant, what might be the judgment? I think before I explain it to you, by now you have come to know. So, the elders of the jungle, they say, on listening to the versions given by the elephant and by the gentleman, we have come to this decision. What is this decision? All this kind of a disturbance, all this dispute, all this kind of a havoc has taken place between the man and the gentleman because of some small misunderstanding between the man, the gentleman and the elephant. And the reason for this misunderstanding is the backwardness of the gentleman, the backwardness of ideas of the gentleman, because of which he fails to understand the difficulty of the animals. He fails to understand the things in a broader sense. So, because of this backwardness of the gentleman, the misunderstanding has taken place between the elephant and the man. And on studying the issue, we have come to know that the elephant is not to be blamed at all. He is not to be accused at all. He has done nothing wrong, because he has done an attempt to help the gentleman in the crisis. He has made an attempt to put his hut to the more economic use. The hut was lying vacant. There was hollow space, a lot of hollow space in the hut, and due to the thunderstorm, the hut was likely to be blown away. So anyhow, the gentleman might have lost his hut, and the elephant simply has put the hut to the more economic use. Instead of leaving it to be blown away by the hurricane, the elephant approached there, went there, and he saved the hut from being destroyed in the hurricane. That's all. And moreover, the gentleman is the only person who occupies the hut. He has not reached that stage of expansion as to put the space in the hut for the most economic use. So when his family expands, when there are many members in his family, then he may require such a huge hut. But for the time being, he does not need such a huge hut. So the elephant has done nothing wrong, and so we advise the gentleman to keep quiet, not to make an issue of this small matter, and we also allow him to choose a very most appropriate place for his new hut and build one such suiting his requirements, and we will cooperate him, we will help him, and we will see that all his interests are protected. Imagine yourself in the place of the elephant, in the place of the gentleman. when the broad daylight, when the man is done such an injustice, when the elephant is so openly favored, what might be the condition of the gentleman? Should he shout? Should he raise his voice? Or he should keep quiet? You might have heard the name of Einstein. He says, the great scientist, somewhere in some context, he says, the world is a dangerous place to live in, not because of the evils of the wicked people, but because of the silence of the virtuous. ಕೆಟ್ಟವರಿಂದ ಈ ಜಗತ್ತು ಕೆಟ್ಟದಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಟ್ಟವರ ಅನಾಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಿಯೂ ಸುಮ್ಮನಿರುವಂಥ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವರಿಂದ ಈ ಜಗತ್ತು ಹಾಳಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. So, if we take the words of Einstein very seriously, what the man has to do? He has to raise his voice, he has to oppose the judgment. If it was in our life, if we fail a case in the district court, we file at the high court, then at the supreme court. So, in the same way, if the provision be there, he might have appealed again. But what the situation there is, you already know. So, if he takes the words of Einstein seriously, and if he goes to raise his voice, he has to face the sharp teeth and claws of those ferocious animals. So, they will be there. Earlier, elephant was alone. Now, if he opposes, it only means that the man is opposing the whole trial commission, whole inquiry commission, the chairman, the secretary, the members, even the king will be the accused. So, when the judgment, the gentleman had no protection, when his case was only between him and the elephant, what protection can he expect of? When the dispute is between him and the whole animal kingdom. There is one more saying in our Hindu mythology, Durjanam prathamam vande sajjanam tadanantaram. So, the virtuous can be convinced, so we can console them, but the wicked people, we can't convince them. So, when the opposition party is powerful, the wisest way to deal with them is to accept whatever happens and leave them to the court of justice of the Lord above. So, we can leave them, let the God take care of those people. So, that is the wisest way, and man did the same thing. Even though he knows that he is not done justice, even though he knows that he is openly deceived by this animal kingdom and the elephant is favored, he keeps quiet. He does not utter a single word and silently moves away and makes preparation for building a new hut. But no sooner the new hut is built, another animal comes. This time it was the rhino, Mr. Rhino. So, that animal comes and encroaches the hut. Again the commission of inquiry is appointed, again the trial takes place, and again the same thing repeats what has happened in the case of the elephant. Again the man is asked to build a new hut, and the same thing repeats once, twice, many times. The leopard, hyena, buffalo, all the animals go on encroaching the huts every time man has a new hut. And this continues till almost all the animals of the jungle are very comfortably settled in the houses of the huts of their own. But remember, students, there is a limit for anything. Man can silently, very patiently forbear any kind of operation, any kind of torture. He may go on suffering silently without any resisting, but only for certain extent. There is an end for everything. As we say, the evildoers, they cannot continue or end with the same thing finally. One or the other day, the time comes when they are taught a lesson. And now the time has arrived for our gentleman to think over this matter very seriously and to take such a step which can teach a lesson to all the animals. Because one or the other day this something has to take place. He refers to one particular proverb from the African language, that is Naga anda thi nadi gaga motegi. What it means, what that African saying means, it only means that there is nothing that treads on the earth that cannot be trapped. Means whatever that treads on the earth can easily be trapped. Means you can fool people for some time but not forever. In our Kannada we say, ಹಚ್ಚಿಕೊಂಡ ಬಣ್ಣ ಬಹಳ ದಿವಸ ಬರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಣ್ಣ ಹಚ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನೋ ನಟನೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಾವೊಂದು 4 ಜನರನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಕೆಲವು ದಿವಸ ಫೂಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಏನೋ ನಾವೇ ರಾಜರು ಅಂತ ಗೆಲ್ಲಬಹುದು. ಆದರೆ ದ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಹೂ ಕ್ಲೈಂಬ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಮಿಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಕಮ್ ಡೌನ್ ಒನ್ ಡೇ. ಅತಿ ಎತ್ತರದ ಒಂದು ಶಿಖರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೂತಿರುವ ಮನುಷ್ಯನೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ದಿವಸ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಇಳಿಲೇಬೇಕು. So the time for the man has arrived now to teach these wicked animals a lesson. So what he does then? He thinks over the matter, because the lessons should be such that there should not be any difficulties for him in the future years. Because even a single animal takes it as a grudge on the man, then the man will have to suffer, because each animal in the jungle is equally ferocious. Not just lion or tiger or leopard. Every animal of the jungle is a threat to the animal. So he has to think very deeply over that. So finally he makes a plan. And the plan is, he waits for all the huts occupied by the jungle animals reach the stage of decay. He waits very patiently till they reach the verge of extinction. ವಿನಾಶದ ಅಂಚಿನಲ್ಲಿ, ಇವತ್ತು ಬೀಳುತ್ತೋ ನಾಳೆ ಬೀಳುತ್ತೋ. So he waits for the day when the huts reach that stage of decay. And when they have reached that stage, he builds a huge hut. And the hut is so big that it can accommodate almost all the animals in the jungle. And when that hut is ready, within no time the elephant comes and settles inside the hut. Then comes the rhino, then arrive the jungle king lion. Remember, the jungle king who was behind the appointment of commission every time. Even that lion encroaches. The leopard, who was the secretary, he also comes and occupies the space in the man's hut. So likewise all the animals come. The alligator, the honorable member of the commission, when it arrives, it has no space in the hut. So what it does, it basks on the roof of the hut. And when the later arrivals, the later arriving animals fail to get the space in this huge hut built by the man, they start fighting. And when like this they are busy in that fight, when they are busy involved in the embroil, the man silently goes behind the hut and set the hut fire. The fire gains force and the whole hut starts burning. But the animals who were inside that hut and who were busy fighting with each other, they fail to take into consideration that the hut is already on the fire, and they are busy with that, and they easily become prey for the fire. They are victimized in the huge fire. All the lords of the jungle are burnt alive. And when those animals are burned, the man feels relieved. He feels that, okay, finally I have got my peace. Finally I got a release from this kind of a suppression of these animals. And he says to himself, peace is costly, but it is worth the expense. So for getting this peace, this relief, this release, I have to build so many huts. or I had to build even this huge hut. Even for this huge hut also, I had to spend so much of my energy. If had he purchased those things, he might have incurred so much of money on purchasing those materials for building that huge hut. But he says, even though I had to spend so much of energy, so much of time, or so much of money, in terms of money to speak of, money on that, then still I don't bother, because the peace I have got now on killing those animals, it is worth the expense. The expenses I have incurred is nothing compared to the peace that I have finally got. So this is what the moral is. That is, there is an end for any crisis. There is an end for any operation. Any person climbing the summit should come down one day. This is what the story, the gentleman of the jungle is. Now, let us go to the first thing which I had referred before I told you before I started the narration of the story. I had referred to the allegory. Now I hope all of you by now have come to know whom this gentleman referred to and whom this elephant stands for. Yes, you can guess. Gentleman is none other than the Africans, the natives of Africa. And the elephant represents the powerful European countries with the superior arms who went on oppressing the African people. And here, burning down the hut or destroying those jungle lords refers to driving away the colonial power from the Africa, from the land of Africa. So this is how the very serious issue of European powerful countries' oppression of the backward nations, or European countries' colonizing policy, and the revolt of the natives is portrayed here in a kind of a disguise, or that serious issue finds an echo in this particular lesson. Now fable, how it is a fable, it is very clear. Except the man, all the characters here are the elephant, the lion, all are from the jungle kingdom or from the animal world. So as you see in the Panchatantra stories, there will be one man somewhere, and or the rest of the characters would be either the birds or the animals. So same is the thing that we find here in this particular fable. So this is what I had to say on this lesson. I hope all of you have understood this story, and as I told you in the first session in the beginning, you can go through the lesson, you can read it now, and by now I think you will have the meaning of all the words or all the ideas involved in this lesson very clearly. And if you have any doubts, you can discuss them in your respective teachers in your colleges. Now, being the first PUC students, being new to this this course, I would like to tell you something about the comprehension exercises or the writing of question answers on this particular lesson. Usually at the end of the lesson, every lesson or a poem has comprehension exercises. But remember, majority of the students commit a mistake by memorizing those question answers by referring to some digests or guides. Please don't refer or don't go for memorizing those question answers. Those are teaching questions. Those are to be discussed orally in the class. That's all. Then what you have to study? So the study material will be provided to you by our principal forum, district principal forum, along with these videos. We have already given that notes, concerned notes, and remember you just make the preparation based on that notes. So I just give you some hints. As regards the objective questions, the objective questions can be asked from the lesson from any corner. As in the other core subjects, They are not taken from your comprehension exercises. Remember this. So read out the lesson again and again for the objective question, and in the notes I have given the key points which can help you answer the objective question. Just for example, the question will be like this: where was the man's hut? At the edge of the forest. Then who made friendship with the gentleman? The elephant. So in the given notes I have marked the words which are expected as an answer. So hundreds of questions can be framed, objective type questions can be framed on this particular lesson. So don't go for memorization, just read out the lesson and you will be able to answer any objective type questions. Now as regards the long questions, so here also many students commit one blunder, I can say. If the Kannada medium students fail to write the long answers, the difficulty with English medium students is that they have English, so they go on writing pages together. Remember, not a single word more than 3/4 of your long notebook. So actually only 4 points are needed. By beautifying your language, by adding some introduction or conclusion, so at the most you can lengthen the answer till the 3/4 of page. If you write even a single sentence above that, then you will not only be given the additional marks, moreover you will lose marks, you will lose time for which is needed for answering the rest of the paper. As a result, you take easily the grammar part and lose every marks there, and you fail to get or answer even the simplest question. So never do this mistake. So the long question, the long answers for 4 marks are to be answered within the within some 10 to 15 lines. That's all. So there in the notes I have given some samples, some 4 long questions which may probably be asked on this lesson. But again I insist you, both the Kannada medium students and to English medium students, don't memorize any questions, just go through the ideas what is there in that given notes and write your own answer. The by heart answer never fetch marks. When the public result is announced, everybody blame the English teacher that English marks are less. Why the English marks are less? Because of this. So from the first PUC itself, you make a habit of writing your own answer following all the guidelines given. You can take the additional guidance from your teacher and write the answer. Only for 6 marks you are to write the answer, the long answers, with your critical comments on that. A critical appreciation is to be there, and there you need bit more preparation, and this is easy for English medium students, whereas Kannada medium students, they have to restrict themselves to the prepared answers only. So we can't help there. So the only suggestion that I give you is expose yourself to the language. At least in TV programs, you watch the discussions, English discussions, read the English newspapers, and by doing so you can improve your marks in English, and not by blindly memorizing the question answers, because the question answers can fetch you only, or it can help you answer only 50% of 50 marks in the question paper, whereas for the rest of the 50 marks you have to improve your English. Now in this particular lesson, there are some language points, language aspects to be dealt, and that is the word class. I hope in your high school you have studied the parts of speech or the word division, and usually in broadly speaking we divide the words in 8 parts of speech. In English, the words are divided into 8 parts of speech. But remember, it is not a watertight compartment, like it's not a strict division. The same word can be used in the different parts of speech. And here in your this particular lesson, there are a number of words which can be used as a verb as well as a noun also. So there is a list of some 40 to 50 words. Now for example, sign. I sign the treaty. Here the sign is a verb. He put his sign on the letter. Here it is a noun. So there are a number of such words: sign, result, land, leave, reply. I have given a few examples in that notes supplied to you. But you can go through the lesson and yourself you can find the words which are used both as a noun and a verb. One more vocabulary exercise that you are to deal with in this particular unit is changing the word group. So as I told you, sometimes the same word can be used as the verb as well as the noun. So some of the examples as I gave you: report, turn, reply. So these are the words which can be used as noun as well as the verb. But there are some other words which, with little alterations, maybe by adding one suffix, we can change their word group. We can change the verb as a noun or as an adjective or as an adverb, like this. For this also, in the notes I have given some 10 examples, but more than 100 such words you will find in this particular lesson. And now that you are free, you are enjoying your semi-vacation and as such have lot of time, do all these activities. It will be like a language game. While watching the TV also you can just practice this, and these things as such, the language exercises, the vocabulary exercises, or the watching of the English programs, reading, extra reading of English, only these things can help you fetch more marks in the English and not the blind memorizing of the answers. Again and again I stress the same point. So let me give some examples from the text for change of word groups. For example, pacify. This is a verb. Now what is the noun form for this pacify? It is peace. Then how can it be changed as an adjective? Peaceful. And as an adverb? Peacefully. So pacify is a verb, peace is a noun, peaceful is an adjective, and peacefully is an adverb. Similarly, one more example: command. Command is both noun and verb. In the as an adjective it will be commanding, commandingly, adverb. So for such words also some list of 10 words I have given only as a sample, and left it to you to make a practice of this. So I hope this much is enough for you for today's class, and I hope you will make the best use of these 2 sessions, and if any doubts you have, you can discuss with your teacher. I thank the Principals Union of our district for this opportunity, and if given more chance, I will come again before you with some more sessions on some other topics. Thank you.